Welcome back to Spotlight, where we feature the University of Central Arkansas's College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. I'm Donna Lampkin-Stevens, and today I'm joined by two of my very good old friends, Dr. Gail Seymour and Amanda Horton, to talk about this crazy UCA Eclipse Festival, which is going to be all-encompassing. So, gosh, April 8th, 2024 is D-Day.
I think I'm the culprit here.
That's what I wanted to talk about, Gail. You are sort of the queen of all these big events. So tell us about how this got started.
Well, I just know that to get people's attention, which is hard, you really have to tie events to some big event that people are already going to know about, they're already going to be talking about. So an anniversary, why not an eclipse? And especially for someone like me, I'll probably never see another eclipse, a total solar eclipse. So you got to go big. And I also know from experience you've got to have an element of spectacle. Yeah. Something that's unusual, and that someone who maybe thought they didn't really want to go will say to themselves, I got to see what this is about. So that's sort of the framework for this Eclipse Festival that Amanda and I have been working on for a year and a half at least, along with others, many others on campus. And so we really feel like we've pulled together some unusual things.
Now we are going to have 3 more shows
Right.
on individual pieces of the Eclipse Festival. But for today, I just sort of want to do an overview. And you know, how did you get involved in this, Gail? I would think when they were talking about Eclipse that there might have been scientists. How did we get involved in this?
Well, you know, I think really the if you rewind the tape, I think it goes back to our Provost Poulter, who I think understood that this was a moment for a university to really step up and do some extraordinary things. And so she was just kind of hinting, you know, I would run into her and she would sort of hint, wouldn't it be fun if we did this? And so finally I thought, yeah, it would be fun. And so the next thing I know, I was called to a meeting. There's also a campus eclipse committee, which was primarily, you know, the police, the physical plant, and the physicists. And so we kind of threw out some ideas and mostly just really talked about the logistics, how we're going to handle traffic, you know, what's all this going to mean. And so finally I just sort of said, well, I have a couple of ideas, and I threw out my inflatable sculpture idea, and people thought that was unusual. And then I threw out my pet-friendly viewing party, and they also thought that was an unusual idea. But, you know, I think that one way that I work is I just kind of keep talking about it, and I just kind of keep stirring the pot and see what happens if anybody wants to do something that's fun and unusual. And so, lo and behold, that's what we're doing.
Amanda, how did you get involved?
She's got a great way to recruit people as well.
I know that.
Yes.
From experience.
She'll just call you and draw you in with, I have this very interesting idea I want to run past you. The next thing you know, you're signed up to help her with it. So, no, I'm honored to work with Gail and so many of her various projects across the years that we've taken on, and this is going to be a really interesting and unique one. You know, one of the largest things we do at UCA Public Appearances, whether it's at Reynolds or at Wingate, is we educate and entertain the masses. That's definitely a goal of ours, a mission of ours, and we're going to have the masses in Conway, Arkansas that weekend, so we wanted to make sure that we were educating the public about this unique event, but also entertaining them, because we've got some really different, unique entertainment options for the people who are here.
Okay, so let's back up.
Okay.
We're in the path of totality.
That's correct.
So talk about how unusual this is.
It's unusual. I think the last, for Conway area, for Arkansas, this area, the last totality was, what, 1918 or something like that?
So we've never seen it. None of us.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
And you know, I think when I think about the total solar eclipse and think about people, you know, many centuries ago, they weren't quite sure whether it was the end of the world or not. Yeah. So that's kind of how I think about it. And I also think about it as a moment when everybody's going to be focused on a single thing. And all of the world's problems and issues are all going to go away. And for at least 4 minutes, we'll all sort of be united in a singular thought and activity. And I think that's powerful.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth spending this much energy and money to produce these events and really have people sort of join us in those ways of thinking.
So how many are we expecting here? Do we know? I mean,
I don't know, other than they said that all the hotel rooms I've heard that many times, that all the hotel rooms are booked.
throughout
So,
the whole
through the
because
city.
because it
But
goes
again,
and
it's just
beyond.
something I've
Yeah,
heard.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
We've also heard from some of the traffic people statewide that they're expecting as many as 1.5 million visitors. Now, of course, we're just one little
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
but still. I received an email just the other day from somebody in Albuquerque saying he was bringing 2 golden retrievers to the dog Barcanalia. So there you are.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about some of these events. Now, we're going to go more in depth with Luna, the Morton Brown superhero.
That's right.
Okay, and the Zydafit session at the stadium, and the dog Barcanalia. So other than those, and this is going to really cover a month starting March the 8th. So Amanda, can you talk us a little bit about Janet's Planet? What is
Yes.
that?
At Reynolds Performance Hall, we have this wonderful series called the Main Stage Education Series that we've talked about before on this show, but it is a field trip program for local schools, also our homeschool public, where they come to performances at Reynolds Performance Hall that are entertaining and educational. I'll say that again. And this particular one is called Janet's Planet, and it is all about the solar system. So it's their introduction to the eclipse, and Janet is going to be there that day, and we'll tell them all about the eclipse and the things they will see. We're going to be giving out the eclipse glasses to all the
good.
children that attend that day. Conway Corp is our sponsor, and they are also providing some educational materials that day. But we felt like it was important to get these school children, and they're talking
yeah.
about it in their classrooms, but there's just something different about being in a performance hall and watching a story come to life on stage. And so we're excited to have them, and we hope our goal is for them to go home that night and tell their parents something
yeah.
that their parent didn't know, and they'll be educating their families at
So
home.
are those tickets sold out for your
They're
shows?
not. We still
Okay.
have, there's a 10 a.m. performance and a 12:30 performance. School groups just need to contact our box office,
Okay.
and we can get them the appropriate form, or if you're a homeschool group or someone who just would like to attend. It is meant for kindergarten through 5th graders, but anybody can purchase a ticket and come to that 10
Okay.
a.m. or 12:30 p.m. performance.
Perfect. And then March the 14th, we have at the Wingate Art Gallery, we have an exhibition. Do you want to talk about that, Russell Crotty?
Yeah, one of the things that Amanda and I have are resources to bring folks to campus. And, I run the Artists in Residence program. And so I thought I could at least have some of our residencies intersect with the eclipse. So we are bringing in an artist named Russell Crotty. He is a Los Angeles, I think Malibu-based artist. He's a surfer, among other things, but he's also an amateur astronomer. But I think amateur on the low end. I think he really is a pretty serious astronomer, in fact. And he is known internationally for these giant drawings that he does that are primarily have to do with space, with planets, with the Earth and its movements. And so he's famous for these drawings that he does on these large PVC spheres that hang from the ceiling. And I think he's making some special ones for us. I'm not quite sure about that. And so he's sort of a big deal, and we're really glad we're able to bring him here. He apparently has a few sort of mobility issues, so he wasn't quite sure he could come. And finally, the people who were talking with him, I said, well, just tell him he can come for the eclipse. Surely he wants to see that.
Yeah.
And so he was excited about that. But then he was still a little bit unsure. And one of the things that's so wonderful about the Artist in Residence program is that we have a local sponsor, Engage Management. And Engage Management actually provides us with a very beautiful 2-bedroom apartment for our artists. So I said, look, when you come, you can stay in this apartment, and it'll be fabulous, and your wife can come and whatnot. So he's coming.
Oh, great.
So it was kind of a coup to get him here, and so we're really looking forward to seeing it in the Wingate Gallery in particular.
Amanda, can you talk a little about the gallery itself?
Yes.
This is our first year to be open.
Yes,
and
the gallery is right there in the lobby. It's open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it is also open for special events. And we will have some special events with this exhibit, and you'll just need to watch our Artist in Residency website to get more information about that. But the general public is welcome at any time. I was just there to see our Arkansas exhibit that is up. The only thing we ask you is we would love for you to sign our sign-in sheet so we can see where all of our visitors are coming from.
And it's free?
Absolutely free.
Everything's
and
free.
open to the
Good,
public. Yes.
Good. And then, so that will be on view through April 19th. And then on March 28th, we have our friend Sue Schroeder. Go ahead and talk about that.
I received a very large grant from the Atlanta Community Foundation to support Sue Schroeder, who is a choreographer and artistic director of core dance. She's dual based in Atlanta and Houston. And as you know, Sue's come and done projects with us, gosh, for the last 11 plus years. But she wanted to do something a little bit different for this project involving local people. So she will have come to Conway 4 times, spending almost a week each time, working with 4 women who are creating this multidisciplinary work called A Brief Moment of Alignment. So it's going to involve movement, film, theater, all wrapped into one. And she's working with 4 women that represent 4 sort of different generations and sort of life experiences who are not dancers, and but who all have UCA connections.
I recognize Hannah Henshaw.
Yeah, you recognize Hannah Henshaw. Nikia Palmer, who runs the Wingate Gallery, is one of the artists.
I didn't know her name.
Aida Kettle, who is a Spanish teacher, a native Spanish speaker in Morrilton, Arkansas. And then a good friend of mine, Wanda Eason, who was a math teacher. She is, well, I won't tell the world how old she is, but you know, this is a completely new experience for her. And so Sue has created this really extraordinary piece that is really about, again, how we align with each other over a lifetime, how some of these alignments are brief, as is a total solar eclipse. And you know, it's really going to be a kind of poetic way of thinking about really sort of the experience of just how bodies align. It'll be really beautiful, I think.
So, how did you get these 4 women?
I just asked them.
Nobody can turn her down.
That's
Well,
right.
you know,
Remember what I said.
I think my question is usually, do you think it would be fun to do this? And they go, yeah, that'd be fun. And but I don't know. I think you're right. I think people do trust me. I don't know why. But
So these are the 4? I mean, they
these
all
are the
said
4.
yes.
They all said yes, and they've all been involved completely. And these women, with Sue's guidance, have created this piece. It's not just that they've been hired to perform a piece. It is coming from them, and
Oh, this is exciting.
it's going to be amazing. So it'll be on the Reynolds Performance Hall stage, as will the audience. So yeah, so it'll be sort of an intimate experience of theater, and we're even planning to have the audience, when they arrive at the main doors of Reynolds Performance Hall, to take them sort of backstage and see that whole piece of how it works back there. I bet most people have never seen the back area of Reynolds Performance Hall, and then they will enter the stage from that angle. So it should be really fun.
And these tickets will be sold at the...
Well, we've decided not to do tickets.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
you've got an old version. We've
Okay.
decided not to do tickets, and so people can just come.
free and come.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then we won't go into great detail about Luna, but April 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 8th. Just give us the shorthand version.
Luna is a 25-foot superhero, basically. She is a person of color who stands on the moon, and she has these large Luna moth wings that give her her superpowers. So she can fly, she can levitate, she has powers of echolocation, of all kinds of things. And she's going to be extraordinary. And because she is an inflatable sculpture, she can be moved around relatively easily.
Yeah.
So we're going
30 feet?
25 feet.
25 feet.
And, you know, that's more than a two-story building, just so you can kind of think about what that means. And so she'll be on our campus in a number of locations over the course of the week. She'll be in one of the Conway schools, Carolyn Lewis, and we're also going to take her to Morrilton Intermediate School. And then we're going to take her downtown for Art Walk, and probably down for the Sunday night as well, the Eclipse Eve, I guess you can say. So it'll be really fun for people, I think, to take their picture with Luna, and we'll have some activities associated with her
And
as well.
this is created by our friend and alumnus,
It
Morton
is
Brown.
Morton Brown. Yeah, Morton Brown is a public art consultant in Pittsburgh, but he grew up in Clinton, Arkansas, and he was a UCA art major.
Did the Aurora Rising downtown.
He did the Aurora Rising mural in Simon Park, and I don't know, some of you might remember years ago for Arts Fest, we had a giant inflatable elephant that had a paintbrush in its trunk, and it had paint splashed all over it. Morton had worked with artists in Pittsburgh who created that, and I called up Morton and said, hey, can you send me one of those? And
Great.
so, you know, and people really liked it. So
Yeah.
I thought this would really be fun.
Well, and we hope to have Morton on our show that
Yes.
where we'll talk more in more detail about Luna. So
that project is being funded by the Arkansas Arts Council as well as the Arkansas Space Grant Consortium, which is a NASA flow-through. So you can only imagine in writing that grant, I thought, they're either going to love this or they're going to hate this. So she's happening.
Good. And then on April 4th, we have 2 events with artist in residence Sean Ardwan. Okay, so what is the campus and community Zydafit session during X period, 1:40 to 2:30?
Well, Sean Ardwan is kind of a rock and roll Zydeco artist. And one of the things he has created that created kind of a sensation, in fact, is a sort of aerobics routine that goes along with one of his songs.
Perfect.
I think it's called Sun Don't Shine. And
how perfect is that?
how perfect is that? I mean, really.
Yeah.
And so we imagined an event on the Stripes at SD Stadium at X period where students and the community can come, and on the large LED screen will be the video, and and Sean will be in front with his whatever that instrument is that he plays. Is it an accordion or something else?
Yes. Well, he plays multiple instruments, but yes.
And Luna will be there on the Stripes, and so we hope to have, you know, my vision is 1,000 students out on the Stripes doing this and really kicking off the Eclipse Festival.
That's the Thursday before.
That's the Thursday before.
Okay.
And then in the evening, you want to talk about that?
Yes, he is going to perform at the Wingate Center for Fine and Performing Arts. He's on our series this year, our public appearances series in Wingate, and he is known for his Zydeco music. He's from Louisiana. Originally, he was just in the Rose Bowl Parade. But he is truly a fusion artist. If you listen to his music, you hear hints of rock, blues, soul, R&B. He's absolutely amazing. He's bringing his full band with him.
The
so it's
Creole Rock and Soul Band.
Creole Rock and Soul, yeah. So you see how his interesting title brings in those different elements of music. But if you're not familiar with him, we have some of his pieces on our website. You can certainly go. You can also go to YouTube and listen to his music. But he's just so much fun. And the one thing that we loved about him, besides his music and the Sun Don't Shine song, and he also is known for just crazy glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, vibrant, bright colored
Right
glasses.
down your alley.
Yeah, and well, we also thought with the Eclipse, and we're
Yeah,
putting such an
yeah.
emphasis on the glasses
Yeah.
element that it'd be fun to bring him in.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
You know, one of the things that Amanda really brings to the table here is just this whole idea that with all of these visitors, they're going to need something to do. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
something that's fun and different. And so, you know, it just can't be all about science. You know, there has
Yeah.
to be this sort of party which I think is a big part of an eclipse in general.
Yeah.
Well, this is a festival, so
Yeah,
festivals
yeah.
involve food and music and people you love, animals that you love. So we really, and of course, science, and we are going to have a really remarkable scientific speaker as well at
Yes.
Wingate that week. But we want all the other elements too. We want people to come to Conway, Arkansas, and leave here thinking, "Wow, I went for an eclipse, but I also experienced all of these other things."
Now, speaking of other things, the Elton John Experience will be
Yes.
on Saturday night.
Saturday
before?
night.
April 6th. Okay, talk about that.
2 nights before. So we have the Elton John Experience with the Rocket Band. So again, kind of tying in,
Perfect.
the Eclipse theme. But his name is
And
Craig.
glasses.
Yes, absolutely,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the glasses too, and the phenomenal costumes. But his name is Craig Meyer. He is just a remarkable entertainer. He'll take you through Elton John's career and life that night. He looks a lot like Elton John. He'll sing all of the big hits. But once again, we're going to really market this. We're going to put brochures and signs in the hotels to let people know
good.
about it. That way our visitors in the community will have something to do.
And it's in Reynolds.
That is in Reynolds,
Okay,
yes.
so it seats 1,200.
Seats 1,200,
okay.
so that's all we've got. Get your
Okay.
tickets now.
Okay, how are they going?
Selling well. Yeah.
Okay, good. And on Sunday at 3 o'clock, we have a film screening with a new score by Blake Tyson.
This is going to be really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This film, the Voyage to the Moon, or the Trip to the Moon, is a 1902 French silent film, and it's really considered the beginning of science fiction movies, science fiction film. It is being brought to us by one of our faculty members in the language, literature and language department or school, Adele Okoli. And so what is so amazing is that before any of this happened, one of our music professors, Blake Tyson, had already composed an original score to go with that film.
He just coincidentally?
Apparently it was something he was planning to do in the planetarium that got canceled because of COVID.
Oh.
And so this music already existed, and I said, can you play it live with the film? And it's for percussion.
Fun.
And so it's going to be extraordinary. So that'll be really kind of a fun and arty thing in the afternoon. And again, Russell Crotty's exhibit will be open, and so yeah.
They can make a day of it, because that night we're going to have Amber Strawn.
Yeah, talk about
Yeah,
her.
who-
I didn't know she was from, where'd you say
She's from Bee Branch,
Bee Branch.
Arkansas.
Oh.
Yes, we are claiming her.
Dr. Amber Strawn.
She is an Arkansan, yes. Dr. Amber Strawn is an astrophysicist, and she works full-time for NASA. And we contacted her. We thought it'd be really interesting to have her come in and talk about the eclipse and about the work that she does in NASA. And the wonderful thing is that she said, I want to do this. I'd love to be home to experience this with my family. Because I work for NASA, I cannot take any money. So we couldn't pay her for it. So she's donating her time.
Wonderful.
But with that, we are offering free tickets to the public.
Yes.
So we're not going to charge the public for that. However, we're down to about 100 tickets. So
Okay.
if you want to see her, I really urge you to get your tickets now.
And that
that's-
will be in
That'll be in
Reynolds.
Wingate.
In
No,
Wingate.
in Wingate, in our
okay.
concert hall.
Okay.
And you can go to our website, uca.edu/Reynolds, or any of the public appearances box offices at Wingate or Reynolds.
Okay. And then that brings us to the big day.
Yeah, it
okay,
does.
so 10 to 4 on April the 8th, we have the street fair and watch party at the stadium.
Right.
Just sort of give a little...
Well, it's one of two watch parties that the university is hosting that day. So that one is going to be a little more scientific
Okay.
in its focus. But the stadium will be open for people to see. I think there's also going to be kind of a street fair that
Down Bruce Street.
that folks down at the chamber are organizing for us. And I think there will be scientists on hand if you want to talk to a scientist. And I think they're also going to be broadcasting on the LED screen, whatever it is. Can't remember if it's NASA's or somebody
They're
else's.
still talking about
I
that.
think
That's still
there's-
in discussion because
yeah.
there's two options. There's more of a local,
Right.
or the NASA website.
So sort of
we're
a blow by blow
We're working on
kind
that
of
now.
a
Okay.
kind of a play. So that's one option. The other option is to come to the College of Business lawn, and with or without your dog. But dogs are really the focus of this event. We're hosting a concept that I don't know anybody has ever done before. We're calling a dog Barcanalia. It's a play on the word Bacchanalia, which of course is the ancient, parties of ancient Greece. And so we really, these watch parties are really a whole lot about waiting.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to have some things that were fun for people during this time. Totality is less than 4 minutes. So
And what time is the totality?
it starts at 1:51 and it's pretty much over just shy of 1:55 p.m.
Okay, so Barcanalia will be from 11 to 3. So
Well, we've actually, again, we've changed. You've
Oh,
got
okay,
the old
okay.
version. It starts at, we're going to be open at 10 o'clock.
at 10 o'clock. Okay.
And, we really don't know exactly what parking is going to be like, although the College of Business has excellent parking on 3 sides. And we are also going to have some parking attendants that will help people and direct traffic. And
And there will be no on-campus classes, right?
there will be no live campus
No, live,
classes. It
okay.
will all be asynchronous that day.
Okay, so people can come and not worry about
People can
class
come.
changes and that
Right.
kind of thing.
And,
so.
and staff, they can come to these events, and we want them to come to these events. And it's not like they'll have to take the day off to come.
Yeah.
It will just be part of their work day. And so we hope we can hope some of them will volunteer to help us as well, but also just to attend and celebrate this sort of once in a lifetime experience.
Now, Gail, I think this may be the wildest of your many wild ideas. Where did this come from?
If I have to tell the truth, and I'm not sure I'm willing, but oh gosh, I don't know if I should tell you where this came from, but I will. There are these housewives shows. There's one called The Housewives of Melbourne, Australia,
Okay.
which I think was only a couple of seasons. And there's one episode where these women who have everything but can't really experience joy decide to have a little lunch party in a public park with their dogs.
Oh.
And they create a little precinct of hay bales, and their little Pomeranians and whatnot do races and things, and the women experience joy.
Oh,
And I thought, that's what we're going to do.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's what we're going to do.
So people can bring dogs. There's going to be a spa,
Yes,
a dog spa.
there's going to be a show ring.
Okay.
Various vendors
there's
will be
gonna-
present.
We're going to have a main stage and
Music, entertainment, food, dog tricks, dog training. If it has to do with a dog, we
And
are
I
going to
know
make sure it happens.
that y'all have reached out to the rescue community. That's important to all of
Yes.
us. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And, that was really one of the other things, too. It's about who do you want to spend your last minutes with, but how can we really honor those animals that mean so much to us
Yeah.
in all ways, not just as pets, but
Yeah.
working dogs and what other things. So, we just thought this was a really good opportunity to shine some light on people like you who spend so much of your time doing dog rescue, and to really let you be the heroes, the superheroes
Yeah.
of the event.
It's a
Luna
good-
will be there.
Good. Linda.
Luna.
Luna.
That's
Luna will be there.
superhero,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
will other
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
superheroes.
Yeah. So good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not just all fun. It's very
Right.
thoughtful.
We're
and-
also have a yarn bombing that will
Right.
happen, and we're going to have all of these blankets spread out that are being donated to us. As soon as the event is over, we're going to have those cleaned and give them out to various shelters in our community.
Great.
So there'll be a lot of good that comes
Good.
from this after the eclipse
Yeah.
is over.
What if it rains?
Well,
I mean, I
that's-
just thought of that.
That's kind of it, it's like anything else. You can't let fear get in your way. And I'm afraid there really isn't a do-over. It's not like you can
Yeah.
postpone this. So I think we're just going to have to accept and make the best of it and carry on. I mean, I honestly don't know what else we can do.
Well, we'll just good vibes only.
Well, do you remember when we did our Central High project for the 60th commemoration in 2017? You know, we spent, oh gosh, some huge amount on our 3D video mapping. And if it had rained, we couldn't really have done it. But it didn't.
And it was spectacular. It was.
And so, you know, so I do have lots of moments where I think, wake up, stupid, why are you doing this? And, but
it's going to be great.
it'll be fun.
It's going to be great. And then there's Emily Railsback and Tara Sheffer.
Well, this is probably the most exciting thing of all. One of our amazing film faculty is directing a feature-length film. It's called Road Trip to Totality. And it is going to feature a scene shot during totality, and a lot of it will happen at the Dog Barcanalia.
Okay.
It is an absurdist comedy, as I understand. And so if you want to be an extra in a movie, you should come to the Barcanalia and see how all of that's going to go down.
Wow.
I know.
Lots on the agenda. So, but I think this is good. We're getting the word out so that we can get lots of people to be involved. I mean, I've known about it for a long time, but I'm now really getting excited about it. So
I just think people need to not let fear get in their way. You know, fear of traffic, fear of parking, fear of all of these things, because they really don't want to miss this. This is.
I mean, this is
truly a once in a lifetime, and you know, nothing like this I can imagine is really ever going to. You know, that brief moment of alignment is really what this is all about.
When's the next one?
I can't remember. I want to say 2045 or something.
Okay.
We're in kind of a weird space right now, I understand, where there's more total solar eclipses than usual.
Okay.
I don't really...
But we may not be here in 2045.
Well, I totally won't be, but yeah.
So April the 8th, full of activities, and where is the website?
uca.edu/eclipse.
That's simple?
Simple.
That's good. Okay. We'll be back next time for Spotlight.